What's good, Steeler Nation? My name is Jack Sperry. You are watching Steelers Talk. On today's show, I am going to be breaking down a recent rumor that J.J. Watt could be taking a visit to the city of Pittsburgh. Very interesting stuff there. Then we got free agency rumors coming out from Pro Football Focus, linking Kyle Van Noy, the edge rusher, to the Steel City. And then Kenny Pickett was ranked 28th by a very, very big publication in their quarterback power rankings. And then finally, I'm going to be telling you if Mark Robinson should start at the linebacker position in 2023. But before we get into today's action, go ahead and let me know in the comments section, what's been your favorite move by the Pittsburgh Steelers so far this offseason? I'm talking about NFL free agency. I'm talking about NFL draft. What is your favorite move throughout the entirety of the offseason so far? For me personally, I'm going to go with bringing Joey Porter Jr. back home. I think that's a great moment for Steelers Nation. They've made some really nice moves this offseason. Joey Porter Jr., getting him in the second round has been my favorite. So now let's jump right into today's Steelers rumors, starting off with this recent rumor here that's starting to catch fire on Steelers Twitter, which is that J.J. Watt could be coming to Pittsburgh for a visit at the Steelers facility. Now, this is the tweet that J.J. Watt put out over on Twitter, and this is in response to a Twitter video that Coach Tomlin put out talking about J.J. and T.J. and Derek and all these different siblings and the Herbig brothers as well. And J.J. had this to say: "Incredible coach and incredible man. There's a reason your players would run through a brick wall for you. Been a pleasure hearing Derek and T.J. share stories about you and your leadership. Hope to come visit sometime if you'll have me." Now, despite the fact that it says that it looks like JJ wants to come take a visit of the Steelers facility, I wouldn't get too excited about this particular rumor. He is retired. It seems like he is enjoying retirement. And although I think that he would love to come visit Pittsburgh to not only see his brothers and see his family, but to see how Coach Tomlin does some things around his facility and see what it's like in the city of Pittsburgh. But I still think his chances of coming and actually suiting up for the black and gold next season are incredibly slim. He went through this whole spiel last year with the Cardinals, talking about this is my final season, this is my final game, and all this stuff, all the pageantry that went around TJ at the end of last season. But you can't tell me that JJ, if he were to join the Steelers, couldn't ball. Okay, 12.5 sacks just last season. So anybody that says JJ Watt is washed doesn't know what the heck they're talking about, man. 7 pass breakups as a defensive end, absolutely fantastic. 39 total tackles, and this guy can still blow up runs in the backfield there with 18 tackles for loss. Now, how would he fit with the Steelers' defensive line? So he'd probably be coming in to play alongside Cameron Hayward and kind of be a rotational piece here in the starting rotation, along with Larry Ogunjobi. I think Cameron Hayward would probably be that 3-down starter, but I think JJ and Larry Ogunjobi would probably be switching back and forth between that 5 technique, playing in those 4-down nickel sets. I think Keanu Benton's role would be a little bit less going into the season as well. But like I said, very, very unlikely still that J.J. Watt joins the Steelers next season. So let me know what you guys think in the comments section. Is there any shot that J.J. Watt joins the Steelers next season? Type hell yes or hell no in the comments section. Let me know. It's going to be the pinned comment on today's shows, which means that's going to be that very top comment in the comments section. When you get an ad break here and you get a second, take advantage of that time by answering today's question. Now let's get into this next topic here, which is that there's a more realistic free agency option that Pro Football Focus has laid out that's not J.J. Watt along the defensive line, and that's Kyle Van Noy. Now, Van Noy has been a big name, a veteran player, good solid presence on teams like the Lions, the Patriots, the Chargers, the Dolphins. He's been a little bit of a journeyman here over the last couple of years, but last year 46 tackles and 5 sacks. Certainly a good player in the National Football League still, and I think he'd be a good third edge piece for the Pittsburgh Steelers. He would be playing outside linebacker in Mike Tomlin's 3-4 system. Take a look at his stats over the last couple of years. He's dealt with some injuries, but man, this guy can get after the quarterback. 5 sacks, 6 sacks. If you bring him in, along with Nick Herbig, TJ Watt, Alex Highsmith, you put him in the rotation here. He's somebody that's a starter-capable player where if something, God forbid, happened to TJ or to Alex. This guy can come in. He's been a pro. He's been in the league. He knows how to play in the National Football League, and he can be a good piece for you. It'll be very interesting to see if the Steelers bring him in here over the next couple of weeks. Now, if you want an officially licensed Joey Porter Jr. Steelers jersey, we have them available for you on the Chat Sports website. You got to go chatsports.com/Joey Porter Jr. And I'm telling you guys, this is one of the hottest items we have ever had on the show. These things are selling like hotcakes. People really want this number 24 jersey. It's a move that really means a lot to Steelers fans. So it's going to be tough to find a Porter jersey over the next couple of months, but you can get one on the Chat Sports website. Shop while supplies last. Sorry about that. Go to chatsports.com/Joey Porter Jr. to get your Joey Porter Jr. jersey today. And now I want to talk a little bit about the fit with Kyle Van Noy and the Pittsburgh Steelers defense. I think that it would be a good fit for both parties. I think he could come in. At this point in his career, he's no longer really a starting capable player, in my opinion, in terms of a true starter, but he's somebody that could be a really good third rotational piece behind TJ Watt and Alex Highsmith. And Nick Herbig, I really like that addition there in the 4th round in the NFL draft. He's kind of a smaller guy that you can bring in, really good pass rusher. But if something happened to Alex Highsmith or TJ Watt, and you need somebody that can come in and really face up against the run and kind of be a bigger body to come in against the run, Nick Herbig's just not going to be big enough in order to get that job done, in my opinion. Van Noy is big enough. He is strong enough to hold up in the run game, in my opinion. So if TJ or Alex gets hurt, I really hope that doesn't happen. But if that happens, Kyle Van Noy is somebody that can come in and is really going to be a very valuable piece for the Steelers on those early downs while those guys are recovering. Now let's get into Kenny Pickett here, where CBS Sports, in their quarterback power rankings that they released last week, had Kenny Pickett all the way down at number 28th among starting quarterbacks in the National Football League. And personally, I think he's getting a little bit disrespected here. You take a look at some of the guys that were ranked above Kenny Pickett here on this list. Jimmy Garoppolo is number 23rd. I've been a fan of Jimmy G for a while. He's not a very good quarterback. He really can only throw over the middle. He can't throw outside the numbers. Kenny Pickett showed last year that he can absolutely do that. Kenny's a better playmaker than Jimmy is. I absolutely think Kenny is the better overall quarterback, at least in my opinion. They got Jordan Love, who's played less football in the National Football League than Kenny Pickett. Seriously, Jordan Love over Kenny Pickett? I think that Pickett is a much better playmaker. I think that he's much better in the pocket right now. I think he's more proven. I don't know what CBS was thinking ranking him above Kenny. And then you got 2 rookies here. You had Bryce Young, which we kind of expected. He was up at number, 21st overall, which is about right for him. But Anthony Richardson, somebody that didn't even complete 60% of his passes in college last year, he's ranked above Kenny Pickett. And then same thing with C.J. Stroud, 2 of these rookies that haven't proved a single iota in the National Football League. I just think that CBS Sports just doesn't know ball. They don't know quarterbacks. They don't know this sort of thing and how to rank these guys properly, because Kenny Pickett, sure, he's not the superstar level talent that maybe a Patrick Mahomes or an Aaron Rodgers is, but man, this guy has moxie. He's a really, really good playmaker outside the pocket. I actually think he's more comfortable outside the pocket making plays than he is within the pocket at this point in his career. And is he a perfect quarterback? No, he's not. You guys know that I've been extremely honest with you guys about the shortfalls in Kenny Pickett's game over the last couple of months. He needs to get better with his pocket presence and so forth, the mental processing over the middle of the field, especially against zone coverages. There are things that Kenny needs to improve going into year 2 if he's going to be a franchise quarterback. But over the last 9 games of the season last year, he showed some really, really great things, led this team to multiple victories, showed up with multiple game-winning drives. This guy has a sense for the moment, and he is definitely at least a top 25 quarterback in the league. And if you're putting him anywhere below that, CBS Sports, you don't know ball. So did CBS Sports disrespect Kenny Pickett with this ranking? Let me know in the comment section. Type Y if you think yes, or type N if you think no. I certainly think 28th is pretty darn low, especially when you're putting rookies above him, but that's just me. So before we go here, one more thing. I want to talk about Mark Robinson, because the Steelers didn't add a linebacker in the NFL draft. A lot of people thought that they would. So now the big question for me is, where does Mark fit in with this linebacking group. A lot of people think that he could potentially start, and there's some reason to think that. He was really, he knows the defense. I mean, that's one of the things. I mean, Cole Holcomb and Landon Roberts, they don't know the defense, but, you know, Mark didn't really play a whole lot last year, played a little bit more towards the end of the season, was more on early downs and those early run downs. He's not really much of a pass, going back in coverage at this point. He's not much of a coverage player. Maybe he's working on that this offseason. He's definitely got the physical upside to be the number one linebacker in this group. Cole Holcomb and Landon Roberts are the presumptive starters, and until Mark really shows me and shows this coaching staff that he is worthy of starting, I'm going to keep him in that linebacker 3 spot. But it's certainly possible with his physical upside at 5'11", 235 pounds. He could absolutely be a starter for this team and earn that starting job in camp. Now, Landon Roberts, Cole Holcomb, those guys have done a pretty darn good job throughout their career. They're veterans. The Steelers brought them in for a reason so that they can play. But Mark, I mean, you drafted this kid for a reason. He's got that physical upside, a little bit undersized at 235 pounds. But, man, he plays with a physicality you just don't see very often in today's NFL. And at the end of the day, he could become the top dog in this Steelers linebacker room, and he could be a true breakout candidate for the Steelers heading into 2023. And that experience in the Steelers defense does give him quite a bit of a leg up over Cole Holcomb and Landon Roberts heading into camp. So let me know what you guys think in the comments right now. Will Mark Robinson start at linebacker for the Steelers in the 2023 NFL season? Type S if you would start him, or type B if you would put him on the bench. So now, last week I said if you shared one of our videos on Twitter and you tagged me, I would give you guys a shout out here on the show. So thank you to the Real Ken Flow, thank you to Baba, Opie Wokanobi, Rush Tempo 7, Gabriel Roach. I don't even know how to say that next one, man, but I appreciate your support. Night Road 13. What's that? Teeson Fairfax. Appreciate you, Producer Chugs. And then we got David Lewis as well. Thank you guys so much. And make sure you go follow me on Twitter at Jack_Sperry for additional Steelers content. I do my film analysis stuff on there. So if you want to learn more about the Steelers defense, about their offense, about Kenny Pickett, about quarterback play, you want to learn more about football, go ahead, follow me on Twitter at Jack_Sperry.